Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Stadium Mustard and Cincinnati Chili Show. I'm John. That's Troy. Now, I'm looking at you this way, but when I saw it back on live recording, my finger was going that way. So we're all messed up here. Doesn't matter. That's Troy Curran. I'm John Suchan. We are part of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of Fans for Sports Network. Welcome to our second show here of this amazing topic. Great show. We're going to talk about everything, food included. So buckle up. Troy, how are you doing this evening?
Doing great. Got the kids to bed. Got some rain flowing outside for the yard work that we did last week. We're off to a great start.
Tell everybody what you did though 25 minutes before the rain started.
Yeah, it's like right before the floodgates opened on the skies above. Spraying the weeds and spraying it really good, getting it nice and soaked, making sure that all of the weeds are dead. And then the thunder clapped and the lightning roared, or whatever they say in that country song. And got rained on pretty good. And then I read the bottle of the weed killer, and it said not good if it gets rained on before an hour after applying. So I just washed all of my weed killer away in the rain. So good for the new grass, better for the weeds, I think, for staying alive for a little bit longer.
Now, those of you who are watching us, you can watch us right now live on the X, on YouTube and Facebook. You can listen to us later on Apple, Spotify, anywhere you listen to your podcast. Troy was working on this magnificent yard of his a week ago, like valiantly working at it till, it was dark. We were doing the show. He was trying to get everything done. He did. And he's really been building up to this moment. And then, it was going to rain. We knew it was going to be raining on and off maybe today. He was looking forward to the rain. It finally did rain, but unfortunately, yeah.
My water bill is going to be a little high this year or this week. So we'll look forward to that bill. And if anybody wants to donate, Troy Current, Venmo, Cash App, all of the fun things.
Is that 68 cents? Maybe Joe can donate 68 cents to you.
Oh yeah, there we go.
What the hell? What was he doing earlier today? What did he do? He went to go buy a singular.
Oh, that was so Mickey went to the craft store, and I always joke with her that she's going to spend a ton of money there. And so she posted on her business Instagram account that she was able to spend 68 cents and then get out of the craft store. So she kept it. I think she's going to frame it. She was very excited about the least amount of money she's ever spent in a craft store. So
that is a achievement.
It is. It's inspiring.
Well, and Troy and Mickey both inspire us all in our place of employment every day. Anyway, all right. So you see in the background, if you're watching this right now live, we're going to talk a little bit about the NFL draft because twas the night before. This time tomorrow, we will be finding out who's drafting who in the NFL. Troy is a Cincinnati Bungles fan. I say Bungles. I got to reserve. I got to be respectful to you.
Hey, at least
you
we're not
are a
Baltimore.
Bengals fan. Joe Schmo is your wonderful quarterback.
Hey,
how are you feeling, by the way, with all this stuff that just went down with the guy that they traded for?
Dexter Lawrence, getting him from the Giants. I like in reading some of the stuff this week, and I tend to kind of agree. I think the two Buckeyes, Sonny Styles, and I'm blanking on the name, Caleb Downs,
and probably Reese too, right? Reese,
yeah.
Too?
I don't think they were going to get to 10. I kind of think that they were the thought there for them, because of the help that they need on defense. So they went ahead and used the pick and got a defensive lineman that I think is going to help shore up a lot of things, especially with Trey Hendrickson leaving for that dirty purple team. And then looking at it too, like he's a little bit younger than Trey Hendrickson is. He's a little cheaper, $3 million or $5 million, I think is what they said, cheaper. So it gives him a little bit more room to work with. And then you and I were looking earlier today. I didn't realize the other two that they had signed
And that was on
two
our lunch
defensive
break. That
linemen.
was on our
Yeah,
morning lunch break.
that
We're
was
like,
on our first lunch break, not our
first
second or
lunch break.
third, but just
What the
first.
hell?
But yeah, I think looking a little bit closer into things that they've done, I think they've shored up some things on the defensive side of the ball, which they had to. Like it was just no way for them to go into another season relying on putting 55 points up every week and hoping for the best on the defensive side. So I think lining up and getting the defensive line shored up. Um, I know we were also kind of looking into what ESPN was saying for their draft needs
Yeah,
with a cornerback
everything.
and yeah. But then they had wide receiver as one of the top five, and I don't buy that at all. I think going into this, the Bengals have to do secondary, probably top of the line, and then we've got to figure something out with the offensive line. It has been Swiss cheese um, is an understatement. I think a wet paper bag that's already been torn apart is a better description of what the Bengals offensive line has been recently. So it is it is a disaster. So and we wonder why Joe Burrow's hurt and getting sacked 57 times a game. I just we got to do something.
So they don't have the number 10 pick. Their next wins is their next pick then. Second round?
Second round, I think I think it was either pick 8 or pick 9. So still, I mean, decently high. I think there have been a lot of players that have been taken early in the second round that have been major impact players for the teams that's drafted them. So
Yeah.
I think there's still some value there. Um, I I it's crazy to me that the Bengals did anything. This is a team that sits and stays put in all ways, shapes, and forms. They're never going to change ownership. Apparently, they're never going to get rid of Zach Taylor. I mean, why would you not? You should keep him above everything else because he's a fantastic coach. But all that aside is I think like even a buddy of mine and I were texting afterwards. We were like in total shock that the Bengals made any kind of trade. So
Yeah.
we just are that team just doesn't do those kind of things. So it was good to see. I also heard some things that were floated out there that like they put that 10th pick overall
Yeah.
towards Las Vegas to see about Max Crosby, but it didn't shape up to anything. So maybe there is some changing of the guard happening when it comes to trying to improve this team, but I'll believe it when I see it and see a few more upgrades throughout even in season. They don't do anything in season either for helping the team. So
Which Buckeye do you think gets drafted first tomorrow?
Caleb Downs,
Okay.
I do.
Where?
Well,
So where in that order? Because I mean I want Caleb Downs for the Brownies.
when is the
If he
Browns pick?
6.
See, I think he's a top 5 pick. But could he
So do the
slip to
Giants
could
take
he
him,
slip
or
to
do they
6?
take the Giants have pick number 5, the Jets have pick number 2, third goes to the Commanders. Jeremiah Love, the running back from Notre Dame, it sounds like he might be headed to the Washington. I
Yeah, I
don't.
mean
4 is
that makes sense.
Tennessee. Tennessee has the Jets. The Tennessee's at 4.
I man, I think he could fall to 6. I could see that happening. I mean, all of those teams need so much stuff. Like, do you take the top pick or do you take what you think is your top need? And do any of those guys have a impact linebacker? I think the Jets do, don't they?
Well, we just got one of their linebackers. The Brownies did that Quincy Williams
Oh
veteran.
yeah,
We brought him back over from the Jets.
yeah,
I mean, Reese and Styles could go that high. I don't like. I think one or two of them will be available to the Brownies. You know, everyone's talking about Carnell Tate.
yeah.
Carnell
I
Tate
think
today
I
posted
think
a.
we'll see. I think we'll see him go higher than what I think is anticipated.
Well, it's so funny because I was talking about my show the other night. I said, a month ago when we were listening to the local, at least I was listening to the local radio here in Columbus, and they were talking about Carnell Tate, but they were like laughing about the idea of him going at number 6. Like he should go in the first round, but certainly not at 6. But now, I mean, he was posting Buffalo Wild Wings tonight, pick 6. getting all the Browns fans all energized today. So
I mean, who do you guys have in the wide receiver room right now? Jerry Judy, um, who
uh,
shakes that booty,
yeah,
and
no one.
the ghosts of Christmas past. Like, is that who
Yeah,
your wide receiver
somebody
core is,
somebody was
or?
kidding. Someone was mentioning on one of the local radios, I think in Cleveland or Columbus today, saying that we haven't had a number one wide receiver since 1948. Or I'm like,
Were they
really?
playing
Come
with
on
leather
now.
helmets back then,
I
or?
mean, we had Braylon Edwards, who we
Hmm.
drafted in
Yeah.
2000 and what 5 or 6. He did some good things, even though he played for that team up north. We had Amari Cooper. We had 1 year with that Josh Gordon guy, that smoked a lot of weed. Um, so we've had some guys,
Yeah.
but
I
anyway,
don't. I mean, I guess. I mean, it's a need, but I feel like wide receiver is one of those things that you could kind of strike gold later in a draft.
mhm,
In that regard, like I think Tate's good.
yeah.
Is he top 10 good?
Mhm.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
mean,
think he is.
he's
Personally,
been
I don't think
in
he
the
is.
shadows for so long.
Yeah. I want him. I want the Browns to take him because I think he will be a good player for the Browns. Everything that I've heard, we know Willow Marie, our colleague,
Hmm.
has a son who plays for the Buckeyes, and she has some inside information sometimes about these kids, and everything that she has said. Carnell's a really good guy, and people
Hmm.
like him, and I think he would make a really good Cleveland Brown. So
And I always think it makes sense to try to keep the kid in state. Like
yeah,
I think you get a kid that goes from Columbus. I mean, I know Columbus is a big town, but you
yeah,
draft him to somebody like LA or New York,
mm-hmm,
and there you've got some question marks
yeah,
that are going to arise when you're further away from home and family and
mm-hmm,
your comfort zone. So I think it also kind of helps in that regard. And I wish the Bengals would do more of that.
mm-hmm.
Draft within the state. I mean, Ohio State is just turning kids out that are ready to be
Well, they
NFL
could have
players.
5 kids go in the first round
Yeah,
potentially.
yeah.
5. I don't think they've done that. They say that they had done that back in 2016 and then 2006.
Hmm,
They said that they drafted 5 in each of those 2 drafts. So
interesting.
they wouldn't be breaking any records if they did. But
But still, that's a huge number to
living
put
here
into
in
the first
Columbus has
round.
been interesting. I never imagined myself when I was younger that I would be, I would make this my home. and and I wanted to stay away from Columbus because growing up, I mean, that's all you heard about was Ohio State, and I've come back and that's all you hear about. You
Hmm.
ever think any idea, any chance that Columbus, because it is such a growing city, we've got the Crew, we've got the Blue Jackets now.
Hmm.
Any chance that Columbus could get a pro football team?
I don't think they'd put three in Ohio.
Yeah,
I think they'd have to lose one again.
Cleveland.
I
Well,
just
that's
wanted
what I that's what
I just
I
wanted to see
wonder.
how like eggshelly we were on if I talked about that.
Well,
Um,
and then the Haslam's own Columbus. Like Columbus
hmm.
fan base, you guys love the Haslams because
We do.
they are putting a shitload of money into all of this down here, and they've just announced there's a women's soccer
Hmm.
team now coming to
Yep.
Columbus,
2028.
and it's like the polar opposite reaction when you mentioned the Haslams in the Cleveland area. They want to kill these people,
Dude,
eh,
we because so
even though
here's
they're building them a stadium, and
but
even though
here's the
yeah,
here's the thing though is like when the Crew were at their lowest, when Don Garber, the snake hole that he is, commissioner of MLS,
yeah,
was working with the Anthony Precourt, who was also the absolute scum of the earth,
yeah.
and trying to make backdoor deals to move the Crew to Austin,
Oh,
because
that's
he wanted
right.
to be in Texas. The Haslams came through and saved the Crew. Like if it wasn't for the Haslams, we wouldn't have any of
Well,
the professional soccer stuff that we have right now.
they just
Um,
fronted $205 million or something for the women's soccer team.
yeah. And so and there's been a little bit of political controversy with that. There's where they're wanting to put the training facility,
Mm,
was it's in a low economic area of the city.
hmm
And the city had promised them that they would make it a new renovated park and update things and try to make the area better.
Mm,
And they've kind of, I don't want to say in a snaky kind of way,
mm,
kind of taken that away from those folks that are there. So there's some political side of things, but I'm hopeful that like within that, there's been some talk between the city and the Haslams of trying to rectify that and
mm.
giving that part of the town what they wanted and what they need. Um,
Yeah.
but like I said, like when you come in and you save a day one franchise of MLS and a growing soccer community,
Hmm.
you're going to be beloved no matter what you
Hmm.
do. It's going to take a lot for the Haslams to come in here and not be loved and adored for what they did.
It's so interesting the contrast because the conversation they're fronting all this money for the stadium up up there in Cleveland as well, and they're not doing the whole thing, and so people are complaining about that and how it's taxpayers' money, but it's a $3 billion or $2.5 billion project. I think they're fronting a billion and a half of it or something crazy like that. So I don't know. I'm on the side of the Haslams. I know that some people will never change their mind about it, and I know some Browns fans loathe the idea of having football inside a dome stadium. I think that's the other factor here in Cleveland. So
I mean I get that, but like if you I feel like the NFL has now turned to um if you don't have that, you're not getting a Super Bowl.
yeah,
And I think if that's something that you in your city want, you have to cater to that. Because like I don't think Cincinnati's ever going to get one because they're never going to make a dome because Mike Brown is a cheapskate. Um, but like I and I'm shocked at what Buffalo's doing with their new stadium, keeping it somewhat open air. I don't know. I guess it's how much do you value the opportunity of hosting a Super Bowl? I guess
mhm,
is what you
mhm.
have to put into that decision making process. But I think I get the fan being like, well, we want the elements because it gives us an upper hand. But I also see ownership side of it and being like, well, we want to host a Super Bowl in February in Cleveland is not going to be for the week. So we're going to do what we need to do.
Yeah. Thank you to all those of you who are watching us right now live here on Facebook. There's a guy named James Frank. Do you know James Frank? Are you friends with James Frank? I don't know who.
James
James,
Frank.
I'm gonna post a few of your comments here. Let me see here.
Is he a Dirty Frank? Hot
That's what
dog
I'm
palace?
I'm wondering. So Troy's wearing his Dirty Frank. We talked about Dirty Frank's downtown Columbus, amazing hot dogs joint down there. We talked about it, and he's wearing his sweatshirt. And then here James said, talking about if you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify later, we're sharing James's comments here. Uh, we give each other hell. He's his boss, is a big Bengals fan. Come on, Bengals, just doing your sexy Dexy, doing his dance while him and Miles.
Yeah.
um, let's get down here. He says Jets. He thinks they're going to either take Reese or Bailey. I'm thinking Bailey though. I think Reese will be the first Ohio player gone. The Buckeye. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean he went nuts in the combine. So like I get it. Like I think Arvell Reese is an incredible talent. I just think Caleb Downs brings so much to the table in his film. I mean, yeah, Reese did a lot of really cool stuff on the field, but I feel like
thanks,
Caleb Downs was
James.
just so good.
Yeah, no, I've been saying for months now. I mean, Caleb Downs is my guy. If he's there and the other Buckeyes are there, I mean, I know people are gonna. If Carnell Tate's there and Caleb Downs is there at 6, they're both there. I'm
Oof.
sorry, I'm taking Caleb Downs. I'm just saying because I think he's a much he'll make a bit more of a difference to the Cleveland Browns organization long term. And
I
while
mean,
I yeah,
that's a dangerous tandem with Miles Garrett and Caleb Downs. That's a crazy 1-2 punch on the defensive side.
I mean to be honest, Sonny Styles or Reese or Caleb Downs with Miles Garrett, holy crap! Like
That's a crazy combo.
considering we just added Carson Schwarzenegger from UCLA last year, linebacker, and
It could possibly look like we're playing with three down linemen on
yeah.
the offensive line when we play the Browns, if that's the case. It's going to be, and Joe Burrow's going to be max protection. with two tight ends,
Do you
two running
think
backs, and it's just going to be Jamar Chase out there
so?
going one-on-one, hoping for the best.
How much time do we have with Joe Schmo in Cincinnati? Is he there? Because I just got this feeling last year. We talked about this other
Hmm.
times. Like he's depressed.
So I think some of that is injury related. I think he is, especially with that toe injury
Yeah,
that he had is just a tough one to recover from.
yeah.
So I think a lot of that had to do with that mindset that we saw a lot in the press conferences and stuff. Um, I think him being an Ohio boy from Athens, I think plays in our favor for him sticking around.
Hmm.
Um, but I think if they continue to struggle and don't make the playoffs again, I think it's going to be a tough sell to keep him around.
Hmm. Okay.
I mean, we've given him the tools on the outside,
Yeah.
but we haven't done him any favors in the trenches. So
Hmm.
hopefully,
Well,
hopefully we'll do that soon, though.
will you be watching the show, the draft tomorrow night? How will you?
Now that we don't have a pick in the first round, I don't know if I will.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably watch the beginning, like top five. I'll
Okay.
probably turn it off when the Browns go on the clock because who cares? Um,
I got to watch my language and what I do here right now.
um, no, I'll probably watch. I don't know, maybe the top 10 picks.
Okay.
See what the Giants do with that 10th pick. Um, my daughter's got soccer practice around the
Yes.
time that it'll be going on, so I'll be watching from the car and tagging along and seeing what happens.
Well, it is in Pittsburgh this year, and
Hmm.
Pittsburgh is got so many cool things. And despite me loathing their football team, they have it's a beautiful city, and it's got a
It
lot
is.
of things to do there. My dad went to got his master's degree at Carnegie Mellon. No,
Hmm.
he got his undergrad at Carnegie Mellon. So he spent 4 years in Pittsburgh as well. They were talking all week at all the foodie places there, and this is a food show. So the Parmenti brother, or is it Parmenti, Parmenti brothers,
Pimenti, I think.
Parmenti,
I think.
the Parmenti brothers sandwich shop, very famous in Pittsburgh. So if you do
Hmm.
go to Pittsburgh, or if you're not familiar, it's a sandwich place that they got sandwiches and then they stuff fries and slaw.
Hmm. Now the slaw part, man. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. But
Yeah, you don't like slaw.
I don't. No, don't like it at all. I had some today, or not today, but on Monday. We'll get into that in a little bit with the food truck thing. But
Okay.
um, the um, the sandwich is good. The fries are really good.
Yeah.
We were talking before we started. My father-in-law grew up in East Liverpool, right across the
Mhm.
Ohio River in Ohio. They are right next to Pittsburgh, though. Huge Steelers fan, diehard Steelers fan. Yeah, even to the point that my first family function that I went with Mickey's family was my sister-in-law's graduation party, and I was cornered in the kitchen of my in-laws house, my future in-laws at the time. And the uncles and the cousins said, does he know that his daughter's dating outside the species? So it was he is a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan, Pittsburgh Pirates fan. So we would go every once in a while around his birthday for a Pittsburgh Pirates game, go to PNC Park,
Yeah.
walk across the Clemente Bridge to get there. The Like you said, it's a beautiful city, so much to do, and the food's good. Like, I mean, you can't beat a good French fry, good sandwich.
No.
Um, and then they put the gravy and all the stuff on the fries. They do it right over there for sure with the food.
Yeah, just really good stuff. I've been there a few times. My son Alec tried. He considered going to the University of Pittsburgh itself and got into
Mm.
the school, but because they didn't give him any nice scholarship money, thanks Pittsburgh, he went to Hope
They heard
College.
who his dad was and said we
Yeah,
can't give that brownie
yeah,
any
and he
money.
ended up going back to Hope College. Which is funny because he loathed the idea of going to the same college that his dad went to, and now he still lives there in beautiful Grand Rapids, Holland, Michigan area. So what do you know? Here's a kid who was living in Wichita, Kansas, and now he lives in that state up north. So Pittsburgh, yeah, it's a great place. So I'm sure there's a lot of people going to be doing a lot of eating there over the next few days. Um, I thought it would be fun. Before we start talking food trucks, well, hey, let's talk. Let's go back to your story about the food trucks now, and then
Yeah,
we'll come back. We were going to do a little draft because since tomorrow is the draft, we thought we'd draft some food, our favorite foods, football and during football. So, but you mentioned the food trucks.
yeah.
We have food trucks that come to our school on a weekly basis. What Mondays usually,
Usually
and
Mondays. Yeah.
yeah, and we get all sorts of varieties. But
Yeah, we do.
you want to talk about what happened on Monday?
Yeah, this week was awesome. It was 614 loaded, was the name of it. Loaded potatoes. And then they had all kinds of options. There was a chicken bacon ranch. They open up the mashed potato, or they open up the baked potato and throw some of that stuff on there. I got the Nashville hot chicken one.
Mm,
I thought it was going to be a baked potato, but it ended up just being fries covered in
yeah.
like that Nashville hot sauce with some popcorn chicken. There was some coleslaw on there and a bunch of pickles.
Okay.
It was so good. Um, that's I like that about like what we've have a secretary that helps kind of organize all of that for us.
Yes.
And she does a great job. She really just puts our name out there as an option
Now
for
she's a
people to
foodie.
come.
She's a foodie.
She is. She
Carrie's
is.
a foodie. Yes.
Yeah. So lining those up for us. That was the first time I've had that food truck. And I had some of like Mickey ordered some and I ordered some.
What did Mickey
Um,
get?
she got that chicken bacon ranch one.
Oh, the same thing you got.
No, the other
Oh,
one.
the one with the baked
She got
potato.
the
Okay.
she got the baked potato. And I tried a little bit of it. It was really good. I was a little bit worried because you never know when you get a baked potato at a restaurant. Like, is it going to be
Right.
the size of your fist, or is it going to be like a whole like dash hound? Like you're going to get a giant baked potato. These were pretty good size. I was pleasantly surprised with the amount of food that we got
The guy that
for the
was
cost.
running it with the young lady they were serving. I have been asking some of these food trucks because I've had some interest in learning about food trucks, thinking that maybe down the line as I retire, maybe that would
Hmm.
be. But it's a tough business to get into. But it was interesting to hear his take of the three trucks that I've talked to so far. He had the most positive beat, and but he what he said up front was that they went with something that was unique
Yeah.
because there wasn't a big market with a baked potato. So
Yeah, and I think it depends on what you're getting into. Like there's a couple of places around here that are like lobster rolls and all this kind of stuff and I'm like I don't know if that I mean yeah, it's unique. I don't know if this is the market for that. You know what I
what?
mean?
We're not
Like
in San Francisco or the
I mean,
Cape.
I love me a good
We're in the
lobster
middle of
roll,
the Midwest of Ohio, folks. We're in Columbus.
but I'm not seeing that fresh lobster anywhere around us. So I don't know how good that's going to be. But we have a guy that lives in our neighborhood. We call him
Yeah.
Depot Dan. If you've ever been to a Home Depot in the Columbus area, you've seen Depot dogs. He is the owner operator of all of the Depot dogs. And he's licensed out people to go to area Home Depots and they sell incredibly good hot dogs and hamburgers and all this kind of stuff. Um, and my father-in-law has asked him a couple of times like what does it take to get into this
Yeah.
um and it's a pretty good chunk of change.
You gotta, yeah, you gotta front a lot or get a loan or what it's.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen anything between 50 to 150,
Mm-hmm.
$200,000 just to.
This is a little bit on the this is a little bit on the lower end because it's not as big of an operation. You're on a smaller trailer.
Okay.
And so it's just got one flat top grill on it. So it's
Okay.
a little bit less than that, but still pretty good chunk.
Yeah.
And I think we've got two people in our neighborhood that drive around and sell his stuff for him.
Oh wow.
Um, and I mean, it's really good. He puts that like, I don't even know what kind of cheese it is, but he puts it down first, gets it nice
Mhm.
and crispy, puts the dog on the bun, and then
Yeah.
flips that cheese on top of it. Ooh, it's real good. Throw a little stadium mustard, stadium or wherever our little logo is, because I don't know where I'm pointing either. But it's so good and it's so simple. Like I think that's the thing with food trucks. I think they try sometimes to be like this crazy.
Yes.
We've got this, and this, and it's all kinds of different combinations. Sometimes the best food trucks are just the ones that keep it simple.
Hmm. Yeah. No. Um. What you running back to baked potatoes here?
Mm.
I caught something last night at some. ritzy place in California at some fancy dancy restaurant. They were selling a $93 baked potato. But they on their menu it was $93 for a baked potato. They come to your table and they make it. It's basically a freaking baked potato with some bacon, sour cream, and everything. But they
Do they
they
feed
charge
it to you?
they charge.
Do they?
Oh, I
Does
know
the
what they
waiter
had.
stay
They
there and
had
feed
what
it?
is this? What's that stuff that people all caviar? They had caviar in the baked potato, so thus it was a $93 baked potato. And
That's
then they
wild.
and then they had the audacity, like they're sitting there, these people, these customers who are eating at this extremely expensive restaurant, and they're taste testing it during, like they're doing a stupid, video of it, and they're like, "Oh, this is really a great potato." I'm like, "Oh my freaking
No, it's
god,
not.
this is just
No, it's
so
not.
dumb!" Like,
You're just trying to make money and hope for the best. You know that they're going back home and be like, all right, I need a Big Mac with a large fry and a Diet Coke, please.
now, do you ever? You probably don't ever watch this show. I've mentioned this to you before. There's a show that came out through Prime years ago. It's Bosch. Do you know that? All right.
Hmm.
So it was a cop show, but what I bring this up because I was watching an episode last night, and we're sticking to the topic of food. In the one episode, they go to breakfast, and Bosch introduces his daughter, his teenage daughter, to a proper way of eating a pancake. He tells her he puts the syrup down at the bottom of the plate first, and then puts the giant pancake on top of the syrup, so the syrup isn't running off of the pancake. I don't understand the whole reasoning on it, but he suggests this. Would you think that sounds like a good idea? I
Well,
mean, it looked okay when she did it. You could see her.
normally, being the guy that I am, I'm eating two pancakes at once. So I'm trying to figure
Well,
out how the
this was like at
syrup
a
gets to the
diner.
second one.
This was at a diner where they were bringing out these ginormous pancakes. So it was just one, like at a. It
John,
wasn't
I
like
don't know that I've ever eaten one pancake. Let's just
these
put
are
it that
big
way.
pancakes. These are
Again, John, I don't think I've ever eaten one pancake. I That's a wild concept to me. Like that, like
now. What
where
else do you like to put
how
on
do
a
you get
pancake? What else do
how do you
you?
get the butter to melt? You got to have them stacked, right? I thought that's
I
how the butter
I'm
melted.
with you. Do you have some other things that you like
Oh,
to?
give me a good blueberry pancake, and
Okay.
I will be all about that. I don't chocolate chips a little bit too much for me. I don't it's, depending on the place. I've
Yeah.
had a couple of that where they just load it with chocolate chips. I'm like, all right, I don't even need syrup at this point. But a banana pancake, or not a banana pancake. Bananas are off.
Favorite
Bananas
pancake
are the
place
worst.
around here, like your own place, or do you have other places?
Um, so there's a place here in Gahanna called Creekside, Gahanna
Yeah.
Cafe
Are they
Creekside.
closed? Are they still open?
No,
What's going
so
on with that?
they're still open. And this is, again, I'm probably too much information because I'm way too into this kind of stuff. The owner of the place um is a woman. She used to like run the front of the house, and now she's like the chef back there. But
Yes.
she had some health issues, I guess.
Okay.
There for like a week or so. So they were closed down for a
They
little
shut
bit.
things
But
down. Bro, the only reason I
we
bring
went
this
on
up is
Saturday.
because, okay, you went Saturday.
Hmm.
Because in Gahanna, like if you on social media, and Troy is on social media, I was talking to another colleague of ours, Troy, by the way. I'm not trying to change the subject all over the place, but I was explaining in how there's some different things in social media here, like Gahanna in the know and stuff, and
Hmm.
how this gentleman right here, the guy that's hosting this show, Troy Current, likes to occasionally. Uh, cause a little ruckus
Yeah,
amongst the
just
natives.
ruffle a few flat
Yeah,
feathers here and there.
and I was telling a colleague sometimes. So there's a gas station here that's becoming more popular, Sheets. Um, and
Mm.
so Troy will randomly. I've caught this a couple times. I haven't actually talked to you about this. I'm telling you now. I've noted that there's been conversations before amongst other crazies out there, and Troy will randomly just throw in there. I think this would be a good place to build a Sheets.
Hey, if you're asking what's going on in a certain area, 9 times out of 10, if I see it on Facebook, I'm saying there's a sheets going in there. I don't know why. It seems like it makes people so mad.
I,
And I don't get why it makes them so mad. I think that's part of the reason why I like doing it. It's just like a simple like sheets. Like all you have to do is type it in, and you get all kinds of crazy reactions. And typically it's when you catch it early. I've caught a couple too late. But if it's a fresh post, like 30 minutes old or less, and you throw a good sheets in there, it gets the people going crazy for some reason. But we have one. Like that's the thing is we
wait,
have
wait.
one. And it's right down the road from me. And it's like why I don't understand why we're so upset about the possibility of a second sheets being put in somewhere in Gehenna.
Well, we
But
should
my favorite is
we should start doing Bucky's. That's
there's a place that just recently closed down at Creekside, called Local Cantina.
Mhm,
They were a taco place and then they switched to a sports bar, and I don't know what happened,
mhm.
but they closed down. And they're like on the like if you're looking from the road, they're on like the back side.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, "Yeah, they just recently closed down. What do you think's going in there? Sheets?" Not even a chance that there is a sheets going into
No,
that location. But man, it got people mad. I'm like, okay,
really?
guys, like, holy smokes. I said at the beginning of the year that my New Year's resolution was to comment sheets on that in one of those Facebook groups every day for the whole year. I've definitely fallen short of that, but I may pick that one back up.
If you're not familiar with this area, we live in the Gahanna area outside of Columbus, and it's an interest. We Gahanna doesn't really have like a downtown. It's
Mm-mm.
but we're describing this one part of town that they're actually remodeling it from all what we're seeing right now. They're supposed to be putting in a hotel and some more apartments, and they're
Yeah.
clearing out some old buildings down there. But there will not be a Sheets.
No, I wouldn't keep fighting the good fight though, John.
Hey, let's pause for a quick commercial break. On the other side, let's do our draft of food, and
Perfect.
then we'll talk a little bit more about other food in other cities. We'll be right back. Thanks for coming back to Stadium Mustard and the Cincinnati Chili Show. That's Troy Current. I'm John Suchan. We are part of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of Fans First. Also, shout out to Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. They shake the hand of the farmer. Great coffee. Check out the link on our X page. You click that link, buy some amazing coffee. You will not be disappointed, and you're going to be returning 15% back to us so that we can go buy an extra Happy Meal at McDonald's. Thank you
Buy
very much.
another hot dog at Dirty Frank's.
Dirty Frank. You know who's got the hot dogs? We've talked about this, but we have another place called Oxby's down the road, and we us folks at our building get to order that stuff. And
They are expanding big time. I don't know if you've ever
really,
seen them on social media.
no,
They've got a place in Newark. They've got a place in Worthington. They've got a place. I think there's talk of them coming to Gahanna.
next to the sheets.
They're yeah next to the sheets. They've got the Pataskala Blacklook area. Like I think they're opening up another location somewhere else. Like they're expanding big time,
They've
which is
really
really cool
stuck
to
to
see.
that menu. Do you see their menu expanding now with them getting bigger? Or
No, I think I have a feeling like here's a little inside information, but I went there one time, the one that we went to, and I could
yeah,
tell they were having some kind of like business meeting kind of thing. And I was like, "Hey," and I heard them overhearing them talking, and they're talking about putting in like a new like French fry, like changing their fries from those like waffle fries to a different type of fry.
I got
And
you.
and I chimed in and I said, "Hey, I know my opinion doesn't mean anything, but you guys deliver to the school that we work at.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if I get those fries the minute that he drops them off or 30 minutes later, those fries are still crispy. If you change your fry, you're making a gigantic mistake." And they,
Mm.
they haven't they haven't changed their fry. So I'm not saying
They
I had a huge impact on that
they
decision,
do have a good fry. Now that's
but
interesting
I did
because
have a huge impact on their decision.
so you're okay with the waffle fry because that was I know we were I was listening the other day to 97. They were talking about different fries and how they stack up, and the waffle fry from Oxby's, that's a good one.
That
That's the
is a
one
good
that
one. That's a
kind of
really
gets
good one.
overlooked. Now what I was getting at is the hot dogs they've got there. They're not Dirty Franks, but they fry their hot dogs and then they cover it with chili. They got these chili dogs. And let
Mm.
me tell you, I mean, they're tasty, and the hot dogs got that little crisp. They're not just an ordinary hot dog. They got a lot of
I
kick
have to
to it.
try them. I normally stick to like the wrap because they do a really good job with their wraps, but
Yeah.
may have to venture out and try a
Well,
hot dog
now
next time.
my issue is I order the food, have it delivered to this school at 12 or 12:30, and I don't get to eat it because we're doing this, that, or the other thing,
100%.
covering lunch duty
The
and everything
lovely
else.
lunch duty.
By the way, Troy has a bellowing voice, if anybody hasn't figured that out, that you can hear throughout the building. So if you ever want to know where he is at, people know. But
Just
he
listen
helps the building
close.
out tremendously. We're very thankful for that. All right, so you want to do this draft thing?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, so we're doing draft. So since the draft is tomorrow night, we thought we would draft our top 5 foods. What, football games or just
Yeah, football game,
yeah,
get together with friends,
yeah.
which is mostly football games
Okay.
and draft parties maybe.
Yeah. Well,
Do you want to
let's.
go first?
Yeah.
You
Well,
want to
let's.
go with
So
your
I got.
first?
We
Your
got
number 5?
5. Yeah. Here, I'm pulling up my list here. Give me 1 second here. I get. I'm trying to interact. Social media. While
Oh
we're
yeah.
on live. That's. Thank you to the 65 people that are watching right now. We really appreciate that. I don't know.
63,
63. Yeah. So,
437 I think are watching. To the millions and millions of people who are watching live, thank you so much for
we
doing
do
it.
appreciate you guys, and make sure to subscribe to us also on Apple's, on Spotify, so you never miss a show. All right, here we go. I'm still trying to find where my list went.
All right, I'll go number
why,
5.
why, why don't you go number
Yeah.
5? Yeah.
I'll go tried and true with number 5.
Okay.
And it's got to be the smoky, little smoky barbecue hot dogs.
Okay.
Real good cocktail weenie. Just you can eat 6 or 7 and not feel bad about it. Um, Throw them in a crock pot. You keep them fresh for a long time. So good, very reliable. I'll stick with that one with number 5.
Okay, I like it. And I I don't want to give too much of a preview, but they're on my list. But I'll go ahead with
Gotcha.
a big bowl, big pot of chili.
Mm.
At number 5, just the crock pot all day. Not Cincinnati chili, but just homemade chili with all the things. We start that in the morning, ready to go. Have the cheese, have the corn chips ready to go. It's just a nice comfort food, especially in the dead of winter.
I love it.
Start that, and then you can continue. You can munch on it throughout the day. So that's
Mm-hmm.
I'll give that at number 5.
My number 4 is a little bit of a curveball, John, and I don't know if you're going to be ready for this
Oh,
because I don't even know if
is
I
this
don't know if you've
is
had
this
it.
a dark horse? Okay. Right.
This is my second dark horse, but I'm going to go
Okay.
with it early.
Oh, okay. All right.
Grippo's barbecue chips.
Grippos.
Have you ever had Grippo's? Have you ever had
No.
Grippo's chips?
No.
They're a Cincinnati favorite.
Okay.
They are a sponsor of the Cincinnati Reds.
Okay.
They're a little bit spicier than your normal barbecue chip, but
Okay.
they are fantastic. Next time I see a bag, if I see a bag in Kroger, I'll grab us one. We'll try it during our 3rd or 4th lunch break of the day.
You ever have Cape Cod chips? They were talking about that on
Yeah,
97.1 the other day.
like the kettle chip kind of thing.
Yeah,
Is that what those
yeah.
Cape Cod chips are?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
pretty good. I do like a good kettle chip.
Okay. Number 4 for me, I'm going to go back to what you just said at number 5. The little smokies, the sausages. I've been trying to mix it up a little bit. I'll get my own sausages, cut them up, put a little, jam in there, grape jelly or whatever, barbecue sauce, mix it up and have those. It's just nice to have those there available, anytime, commercial comes on, run over there, grab a couple. Yep. Number 4.
Perfect. My number 3, and you could probably split this into 2 things, but I'm going to go with it as one thing, is a good slider. I don't care if it's like a ham and cheese slider or like a little hamburger slider, just a good slider with some butter on top of that Hawaiian roll.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this may sound weird, but give me the ham and Swiss slider over the hamburger slider.
I'm right there with you. Yeah.
Yeah. I just, it's really good. I don't know if the ham warmed up is just, I don't know. I think it's better than a hamburger slider for sure.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. You're kind of stealing my thunder here. Um, so we'll mix it up. Okay. So what are we at? Three?
Yeah.
We're at three. Okay. So my third is just pizza. We got to have
Hey.
pizza.
Yep.
It's got, run down to Little Caesars or, whatever, or just make your own
Oh,
frozen. We got the Screaming Pizza one today. Really good stuff,
yeah. Yeah.
and just have that ready to go along with everything else we talked about. So yeah, any
Yeah.
type of pizza.
All right, my number two,
Two.
and this is
Okay.
this is gonna this. I
Drum
think
roll.
my two and one are gonna be. I don't think are gonna be on your list.
Okay, you sure?
I think so. Number
Okay.
two, I'm going with a good jalapeno popper. Give me that cream cheese filling on top of a
Wait.
popper, baked. Have you ever had a jalapeno popper, John?
Yes. I,
Oh, I don't care if that thing's frozen or you're making that thing on your own. A good jalapeno popper, woo!
that's
That
number
stuff is
two.
good. That's number two
Number
for
two.
me. I
Okay.
mean, they're so good.
Well, now I'm going back to a good old one that you've probably had, chips, cheese, or guac. So I'm gonna do
Yep.
either, you gotta have that.
Yep.
Um, I've been doing the Velveeta cheese with mixed
Mm-hmm.
everything up ahead of time,
Yeah.
sour
Put a
cream, and
little, maybe put a little Rotel in there when you mix it up.
yes, the Rotel. Yep.
Yep.
Grant and
I
I
do.
go to town on that.
Man,
It
me and my
sits
me and
up.
my brother-in-law could just go through a bag of tortilla chips and like salsa or cheese. We
Yeah.
essentially just buy our own bag and let the rest of the family have another bag to themselves because we just hammer that bag of chips and
I didn't
cheese.
realize, like back in the day when I lived in Wichita, we had a Mexican restaurant called Carlos O'Kelly's. I don't know if you ever heard of the chain. It's a
Mm-mm.
chain,
Hmm.
but they used to serve their cheese. I found out it was just Velveeta. I mean they were using Velveeta. I found that out from the people that worked there. They were just
That's awesome.
yeah. So liked
That's
it so
so funny.
much. All right, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let me do the bongs here. The drum roll, bongos. Here we go. Bongs, bongos. Here we go. Number one.
You're
Wait.
channeling your inner Josh Gordon there, John. All right, number one for me is, and we're talking about Skyline Chili dip. Have you ever had the dip?
You've talked about this. I think we
Woo!
might have made it once
Mm.
at some point.
You throw down a layer of cream cheese.
Yeah.
You buy you a can of Skyline Chili. You put that Skyline Chili on top of that cream cheese. You put a little
And
bit
you
of
like
that.
to buy it out of the can. That's the thing. You and I have talked about this. You like it out of the can.
I do. I do. It's too much to go there and get it to make dip. Like just Kroger sells it. Buy it in the can. Put
Yeah.
it on there. You thin layer of cream cheese, thin layer of that glorious Skyline chili. Sprinkle some cheese on there. You throw it in the oven for just a few minutes. Get that cheese melted, nice and warm. You get a good like Frito corn chip. You just
Oh,
dip. Oh,
and the Frito, that's right. You got to have a.
it's so good.
It's gotta be
What
the
time
like.
is
Do you
it?
like the thick? Like,
I
do you
do.
have time?
I don't want it to break. No, I'm saying if it's 10 o'clock, I think it might be too late to make some, but I might go upstairs and make some. I don't know, John. I might make some bad decisions tonight.
How much sleep do you get? I mean, how much sleep does Mickey get if you're up eating chili in the middle of the night? I mean,
It's not a good look, John.
no,
Not a
I
good
can't
look.
imagine it smells very good either. Like I'm just
I
the
but that's
after
a nice
effects
thing. That's a nice thing
of
about the Skyline chili. You don't have the beans. You don't have it's just a good
no, but it just
hearty
sits there.
chili.
That's I mean, like anybody that's eating Cincinnati chili knows you grind the meat goes into the chili. It sits in there for 4 hours, and so you
Mm.
got all this fat, all of this
You
stuff,
got
and it just
this
sort of sits there in your belly.
cinnamony, some chocolatey notes in there. Mm. Just put that in there. Again, it's just that so good, John. It's number
Uh,
one. It's number one, and it should be number one for everyone. And I know it won't
I
be,
you
and that's
know
a
what
disgrace.
I've had it. It is delicious, and despite not liking your football team or much of the Bungles, I do like Cincinnati chili. And
Mm.
okay, my number one here. I was just doing. I don't know if you heard it. There was a drum roll. You didn't hear.
I didn't hear it.
So you
I
have to
hope
listen.
if it sounds good at all, just know that there is no music in this
Right.
headphone. And so if I nailed it, I'm gonna be super pumped to watch this back. But
Yeah,
if I
you're
was
gonna.
way off, I'm blaming John. It was
Yeah.
100%
No, you
John's
weren't
fault.
way off. No, now we're way off. My number one, you stole my thunder earlier, a slider. Now
Hmm.
I become a real good, chef of these sliders. You probably have, taken some time to, so, you put the butter on top of the Hawaiian, but you got to put the Worcestershire sauce and maybe a little bit of this or that, or even a little
Hmm.
brown sugar. And then
Hmm.
now the other day I did ham, I did turkey and roast beef.
Ooh.
And we had a big
Okay.
party. No, this wasn't the other day. It was maybe a month or two ago. We had a large gathering. So I made like 2 dozen of these and
Mm.
mixed and matched them. Oh my gosh, they
Yeah.
were gone. I took them up north. Everybody ate them. I mean, a slider. I don't like the hamburger like you said as much, but
Yeah.
if you cook it just right and you get the right kind of cheese,
Hmm.
so like if you're going with ham, you got your Swiss, you got your turkey,
Hmm.
you got to go like a cheddar, you
Yep.
know and like roast beef, I just did a beef brisket and chopping that up. We're gonna mix it with some provolone and
Yeah.
on a good hoagie, toasted
Mm.
and put it in
Hmm.
the oven. I'm telling you, with a little horseradish on
Yep.
top. I
Hmm.
mean, it's
Now, do you think it's weird that neither one of us went chicken wing?
you know yes. What the hell are
I
we thinking?
just started thinking about that. I was like, wait a minute. None of us went chicken wing.
How did we miss that? I mean, considering we've talked Oxby's, all these
Hmm.
places that serve chicken. Oh, I feel disgusted now.
Undrafted free agent
Well,
chicken
I
wing.
guess it's not your typical item that I would have at my house. I mean, I've cooked them, out on the grills and stuff. I have a
Hmm.
really good couple recipes. Maybe you do as far as a chicken
Hmm.
wing, but I don't typically eat them. I mean, I guess if I'm up in Buffalo, I'm going to be ordering there if but
I'm like thinking like if I'm going out to eat like for a football game, like there's a couple times where I forget what was going on. Mickey went somewhere. And there was like a crew game on or something, and the kids were with her. Oh, they went up to help my sister-in-law move into their new house up in Buffalo.
yeah, okay,
And I had to stick around for something down here. And crew game was on, and I was like, "Where am I going to go watch the crew game? I don't want to watch it by myself in the house." And so I went
yeah.
to Roosters. Like I think
Oh,
a B Dubs or like a Roosters is like that go to place for like watching a game and eating food.
yeah.
Um, but man, that was a weird miss by us, John.
We did. Well, now certainly it would be our top 10. We need to give it some more time. Maybe we'll come back at the beginning of the next season before the football season starts and we can talk more about that and make sure that that's
I'll talk to Chicken Wings agent and see if we can get the price down on the cost of that first contract.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I'm going back. It's oh, here we go. We got a couple more comments back from James. James, thanks for participating. It's got to be buffalo wings. Yep, see, we're stupid, James. We just completely ignored that part. Subs.
Ooh, I like the subs call.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
that's
a
kind
good
of a
call.
sliders, same
Hmm.
category.
Yeah, for sure.
He's also what is this? Better get going.
I think he's talking about that $93 potato you were talking about.
Oh, and then he mentioned James said he goes back to the pancakes. Oh, strawberry
Strawberry cheesecake.
cheesecake.
I can get behind strawberry. Cheesecake is that's a little bit of a fancy little
Well,
pancake
don't
you're
you
talking
think
about
that's
there.
probably like just the strawberry cheesecake? It's probably like a uh,
Some kind of like glaze on
yeah,
top instead of like the
glaze. Yeah.
syrup.
You
Okay.
ever go to like an IHOP or have you ever been
I've
to one
It's
of
been a
those?
long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've been to one.
I went to one recently when I was up there in Grand Rapids with Alec, and they
Hmm,
I hadn't been to one in a while. It wasn't a rundown IHOP, and they were all it was
what's that?
good. It was good food.
There's a new place over in New Albany. And I can't remember the name of it. It's not IHOP, but it's something to do with the House of Pancake or something.
Oh,
Um,
the yeah.
what is that? I can't remember what the name of it is, but they have some good food there too. I've been there more recently than I've been to an IHOP.
I think they've got the same. Yeah, I think I know what location you're talking about up there. There's another one I think over in maybe Worthington or Westerville. There's
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
so many places to eat here in Columbus.
Hmm.
It's it's quite the experience.
Yeah, and it's all about how far you're willing to go. Because I know that there's some places like on the west side of Columbus that are amazing, but like we don't have time to go over there all the
Well,
time
and like you
to go get
talked
it.
about one of them, your pizza place, the La Rosas.
Yeah, never
It's
been
all the
there.
way on the west side. I've
I've
been there
never
once. I drove
never
all
been
the
there.
way across town because I wanted to, experience it and stuff. And I'm not doing
Hmm.
that again. If you live in Columbus, you understand what you don't travel east to west. I mean, if you don't have to,
No, it's a terrible experience.
it really is awful.
Yeah. Like we had a soccer tournament this weekend that we had to go from Gahanna to Hilliard and then from Hilliard up to Dublin. Um, and it was that drive, but I mean it's what, maybe 10 miles from one side of Columbus to the other,
Yeah,
and it took us 30 minutes.
yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't want to do this every day. I'm content on my side of Columbus.
I was talking to a friend of mine who works in the Columbus City schools, and they just got a new job in Dublin, not with the school system, but with a an agency that works with students that have behavioral, needs. And
Yeah.
she'll be commuting from here, and she was saying it's going to be at least 50 minutes, 55 minutes. My son,
Hmm.
my stepson, and his girlfriend works at a hospital down here. They live now up in Delaware, and that's a good chunk of shade. That's
Yeah,
that's a good trip. So,
man. Yeah. Well,
anywho,
and you would think like I don't know, like 270's nice, 670's nice, but man, when you start going with the flow of traffic, if you're going into downtown or leaving downtown at a certain time,
oh,
you are going to be on that road forever, and you're going to
have you
not move
tried the
very far.
70? Have you done the 70 east yet? The new ramp down the 71? Have you, they expanded that?
Oh yeah, all the
Yeah.
new like real
I won't
downtown
do it because
stuff.
I'm afraid of heights and bridges.
No, I so when we're coming up from Columbus or from Cincinnati, I mean, or the
Yeah,
Dayton area, we turn off on the 270 and just make the loop.
you just do the that's what I did the last
Man,
time. Yeah, and that was a lot less stressful.
that construction down there and all the stuff they're doing, not worth it to me. Like I'll take the extra 2 minutes and go on the outside of Columbus and loop around.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we were last week we talked a little bit about like our Cleveland and Cincinnati baseball teams where they
Hmm.
are playing, and we thought we would continue that with those towns and what they have going on in their stadiums and different places to eat in those
Hmm.
regions. So your Cincinnati Reds, who are off to a
Yep.
really hot start, I don't want to jinx it for you.
No more jinxing, John. We talked about it today, and
Go
then they
Reds,
lose.
go Reds, go Reds, go Reds, go Reds. It's
You
kind of
gotta, you
like
gotta,
go Blue Jackets, and
and you
Tyler's
gotta.
yelling, telling me, "I hate you, Suchan. I hate you, Suchan."
Yeah, I mean they
Shout out to
they
Tyler
they're
Hennon
they're off to a hot
and
start.
all the
They
fantasy league football guys.
yep, they're a great group of guys. We are off to like one of the best starts we've had in a long time. Just wrapped up a series in Tampa Bay, going up
Yeah,
against a pretty good Tampa Bay Rays team this year.
yeah.
Ended up losing the series finale, but won the series overall. Bats got hot yesterday, went ice cold today. So you got to love that, the ebbs and flows of the Major League Baseball. But since they were down there, I looked into it a little bit.
Hmm.
They have in their stadium where you can buy ice cream, waffle cone, nachos. And that sounds fantastic. Like it looked like they were in a helmet, like you would get your normal ice cream in, and then
Okay.
you got the waffle cone broken up into little parts of the ice cream. I don't know. You're talking ice cream, so I'm a fan.
So,
I'm
so
in.
that's the nachos.
That's the
Is the
nachos. That
waffle.
was that was one of the specialties when you Google search up and see what the stadium's offering. That is their claim to fame for the 26 baseball
The
season.
other
So
one I saw too there, it was that short rib grilled cheese.
yeah, I saw that too. I was intrigued, but I don't know if it was the mindset that I was in, but I gravitated to the ice cream in a major way.
You were thinking about the chicken wings at Oxby's.
There you go. You ice cream might be an underrated baseball food. And I know there's some controversy
Now, is
between.
that based on like the temperature of the day? Because think about like we got like ice cream in a game in April or May, it's cooler, the ice cream not as melty.
See, I run hot, so it could be 40 degrees. I'm wearing shorts and eating ice cream.
He
Like
does,
you're,
folks. See now, Troy,
it's
this is where I have mentioned this before to you, and those of you who listen to me who are from Kansas, who my colleagues, we wear shorts all the time out there in Wichita at Mays and stuff. Troy would fit right in. The guy wears the ball cap and the shorts every day of the
24/7.
year. Yeah,
If I could wear shorts to work, I would wear shorts to work every day.
I
Um,
think David would too.
I think he would too. You know what? If David Moore is listening, which he probably isn't, he really likes jorts. That's the thing that he really likes. And I feel like comments every time that somebody's wearing jorts at school, Dave's like, I'll never wear any pair of those things. I'm like, all right, well, you don't have to, I guess. I
David,
mean,
who
maybe I'll
critiques
get him some
my
for his
hairstyle.
birthday.
Shout out to David, who my hairstylist, Kristen. Shout out to Kristen, who cut my hair last night. Who wanted me to give her number to David if David chastised my new haircut today, because he's been unrelenting on my hairstyle. Anytime I've not put product in my hair, he knows. You were there the other day. I mean, he
Hmm.
he notices any little thing. And you're welcome, David, for the Wichita State Shocker pullover that was gifted to you by
Pretty cool.
moi. Yeah.
It was pretty
Anyway,
cool.
so
But yeah,
so
I
so
mean,
so
if you're
David
if
likes the
you're
good.
but like I guess the thing is with the stadium ice cream,
Yeah.
the controversy lies is in are Dippin' Dots good or not?
Mm,
And see, I'm a big fan of the Dippin' Dots.
okay.
I could eat the Dippin' Dots. Ice cream on its own, sure, you've got the graters and all of that kind of stuff in
Hmm.
Cincinnati, and I get that.
So you're not a big graders guy.
It's okay.
Oh, that seems sacrilegious. Like,
I
are you
just I
going straight to
don't.
hell for that? I think you might be going.
Probably. I don't know. My love for Skyline might elevate me high enough to get out of it. Um, but
That's true.
I
The
don't know.
balance of that
Graders
6'7", 6'7". I mean,
Graders is okay. It's all right. Uh, we get it every
why
once in a
so
while, even
down
up
on
here.
graders? Why so down on graders?
Ice cream isn't a specialty thing to me. So like when you bring out all these like crazy flavors and all this kind of stuff, like Jenny's ice cream,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Eh.
Like
Okay.
give me a Dairy Queen Blizzard over all of it.
Really?
I said it. I said it. I said it, John. I said it.
Wow. That's
I
okay.
I again. I don't. I
I mean,
just
this
don't
is
get
like, are
the
you saying that you would go with a McDonald's vanilla cone over a graders? Don't say it.
maybe not a vanilla cone, but an Oreo
Of
McFlurry,
or a vanilla cone with the chocolate
little
caramelized,
chocolate.
like the hard crusted thing that that materializes. It's like, chunky and all of that.
Yep.
Boy, now that sounds good. Run down to your, but when you go to those places like McDonald's, they never those places they don't have, they're never working. Like,
Right.
you,
Gahanna's never works. Um. I, yeah. I just don't. I don't know those like graters and what's the other place? Graders and
Johnson's.
Jenny's, and what's the other one that's here locally too?
Creamery.
Cold
The
Stone. Cold
Cold Stone.
Stone. Nope.
Totally overpriced. Yeah,
I'm out.
yeah,
No
me
thanks.
too. Yeah.
I'm not. Nope. Give me a mystery bag at Dairy Queen full of a
Well,
couple of
I
blizzards I
almost
don't
went
even
down
know.
there today to do that.
Mm,
It's on my list to do, and it was pouring rain, and I was like, no, I'm not driving
yeah,
down there, and I don't know, like, the Dairy Queen here in Gahanna is very pop. Well, it can be kind of busy,
it can.
and their parking
It's in
lot
a
sucks.
tough location with that parking lot, and that
They did
entrance is
not
real
really
tough.
configure all of the. What do you think now of the Gahanna? Have they torn the entire building down now?
I think it's like halfway.
The high.
Yeah,
We're speaking of
it's
the
pretty
Gahanna
crazy.
High School. Yeah, odd.
It's crazy looking. But yeah,
Yeah.
I would rather have a McFlurry than Cold Stone or Graders.
Okay. That's I'm a little surprised, but
Nothing has struck me down yet, so I'm still waiting for it to
Well, you
happen. But
wait. I think he's going to go after the show. He's going to go make some Cincinnati chili. He'll be up till 3 in the
and
morning. Wake up,
and a
be there,
vanilla cone.
be there to work before me. Troy gets there at like 6 o'clock. I get there. I'm supposed to be there in my seat at 7:45, according to everybody that are my bosses. And I'm there in the parking lot until this year. I was driving the right way, which I think is just going, the closest way to get to my spot. But there
I
are
agree.
there are two wrong way red signs that say wrong way, and I kind of ignored those for the first 2 years. And I've been instructed to go all the way around, or suggested that I go around. So I've been doing that.
Yeah.
But then you feel really weird because you get there because I get there late, and they've already built this long line, and then you have to kind of cut through and
Hmm.
around that short end, and it's.
Yeah.
But you don't have to deal with that because you're there at 6 o'clock in the morning. So
I'm definitely not there that early. I'm there early. I'm not there
do you
that
get there
early.
first usually?
Typically, yeah.
Now I will
Um,
say this. Now Troy, you know this. I was there the first day of school. I was the first there. I think I beat
you are.
every administrator. I beat everybody. I think it was like 6:05, six
Yeah,
ten, maybe. Yeah.
and
But that's
it's
never happened
nothing to
since.
like. I don't know. We just with not having to get the kids on the bus anymore because they're old enough to do it themselves. Like we're still on that like time frame in our minds of like we need to get up early, get the kids ready, and then it's like okay, well now everybody's ready, so let's just go. So
Excellent.
yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people that are very proud of you. Me not being one of them, but that's okay. I like coming in fashionably late.
Yeah, it works. It's totally fine.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
the the
So
Guardians
yeah,
are playing. They played the Astros,
those cheating scumbags.
right?
I hate the Astros.
Now I had a chance to go down to Houston. I have a short story here, but I went down to Houston a few years ago for a conference, school conference, and really enjoyed the experience. We stayed downtown, a lot of eatery places.
Hmm.
Now at the Houston Astros at that ballpark,
Did they
they
have a
have
ceremonial trash can for you to bang on at the ballpark?
right.
It's taller than Jose Altuve. I hate that little man.
Now he played in the outfield when last year when we went to a game in June back here in Cleveland. I think he was still playing in the outfield. I had seats. We were close to him. A lot of people were yapping at him or whoever.
Did you
So
throw stuff at him and miss
I
because he's so
didn't. I
short?
thought about it, but no. I don't want to be on the 6 o'clock news. That
I sorry. If there is a player that I hate in Major League
him
Baseball, it is
really
Jose Altuve.
okay. You hate that. You hate Grater's ice cream. Um,
My hate list is growing, John. But
so down in
you
Houston,
can't tell me that Jose Altuve would be a great baseball player if it wasn't for the cheating stuff that they did.
for sure.
He is a byproduct of that and nothing more. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox.
Well, the Indians
I
would have
hate
won the
Jose
World
Altuve.
Series in '97 if we had the system that we have now, with the pitching. What do you think of the pitching thing right now with the whole electronics and
I think they did it right in limiting how many you have.
yeah, okay,
I think it could have got out of hand really fast if they would have allowed it to be more. But I think allowing teams to have two at least, and if
yeah,
they lose a challenge, they lose that ability to have any more. I think that's a great. I think they did it very well with that. I'm nervous that they're going to expand it in the coming
hmm.
years, but I feel like where they're at is perfect.
Who's the one umpire that everybody hates that got all those calls overturned? Bucknor.
Yeah, CB
So
Buckner.
yeah, they were talking
That
about
guy's a
having.
loser. Jeez, oh Pete, man. Like if you okay,
By the way,
if
what's
players
the hat today? What was your point? You
oh,
got
this is the Lake Erie Pinatas.
Lake Erie Pinatas.
I
Cool.
guess it's backwards on there, but
No, it
it's their
looks. I mean, yeah,
Latino Heritage Night.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Um, but CB Buckner, if players know that your strike zone is going to be bad going into a game and have to adjust their approach at the plate because of how bad of a home plate umpire you are,
Yeah,
why are we not doing something about him? Why is Major League Baseball allowing him to continue to be an umpire?
yeah.
I don't
No,
get it.
yeah. Well, We'll see how it goes the rest of the year. And
Yeah,
your
I think
Reds
it's
are pretty good. Now, I did want to mention that Houston at their
mhm.
stadium. I think you'll like this. They have a brisket donut now.
Ooh,
It is
okay.
it's basically brisket fried, and it looks like a actual donut. They powder it with like sugar, and then the base is macaroni and cheese. So they serve, like, it's called a brisket donuts. It's $18.49. Like, if I go to Houston again, I may have to.
John, you're throwing me for a loop.
I know.
So what I was thinking is like the bacon donuts that some of the area donut places have around here, where they take like the bacon crumble and
Yeah.
like sprinkle it on top of the donut,
No, this
and
is
that's
like,
delicious. I love that. But now you're saying there is more meat.
my understanding is the way, and I can't read the whole the description here, but when I read about it earlier, it's basically brisket made up into a donut. They fry it
I
somehow,
am fully intrigued, and I would
and
have
they
maybe
put it.
two.
I'll show you the picture tomorrow. But they
Mm.
put it on a bed of mac and cheese.
So you
It's
can
their one. Yeah.
mac and cheese is where it's at. So you're throwing that on top of it. Sounds great. Again, give me two, and we'll see how the rest of the night goes.
Oh man. The
Whew.
other only thing I was going to mention is Houston. Houston is a
Hmm.
really interesting town, huge city. They When I was down there, they had so many variety of places to go. One place I went with some of my colleagues, they called it the Turkey Leg Hut. Do you like a good
Okay.
turkey leg?
I do. I don't. The only time I think I've ever had one is like the Renaissance Fair.
So that's basically, it's this outdoorsy, it's a indoor outdoorsy place, and
Hmm.
you go. It just fascinated me because I've never been to a place like that, and their primary item is these ginormous turkey legs, and the restaurant's called Turkey Leg Hut. And
Love
I
it.
felt like I was Fred Flintstone, and they bring out these huge ass, turkey legs. Like, I've never
Yeah.
seen something so large in my life, and it was a very interesting experience. I won't
That's awesome.
forget about that. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'd like to go back down there. Houston, say this. I know we don't like the Astros, but that's a
No.
nice ballpark. It really is.
Is it?
Yes, yeah, very very comfortable. Very just a lot of neat things. That I think they had like a train or something
Hmm.
out there, and it
Do you
was
remember when they first opened that up? They had that pole in the middle of center field.
not really
They had it where the outfield fence
okay.
had like a hill that like went up to it,
Yeah, I knew about the
and there was
hill.
like a pole that ran right there on the inside of the fence line.
Oh, did they get rid of the pole?
They got rid of that whole ramp thing that was in
Oh,
the
they
center
did.
field.
I
They
do
brought the
remember
fence line
that.
into the other side of it.
Okay, I do remember the hill, but they got rid of that. Hmm. Speaking
Yeah.
of ballparks, did you see the news that you probably don't see this because you don't watch the news out there in Kansas, but they agreed tonight or today, they're going to build a new Royals baseball stadium downtown at
Okay.
Crown Center. Well, a little bit off downtown. So if you're familiar with Kansas City, and I know our colleague Jess and her husband uh, Nathan might find this interesting because the Hallmark um,
Hmm.
store, all that the Christmassy stuff, they're actually going to the original Hallmark store, the original one. They're knocking that down, and this is where they're going to be building the new stadium. I was just reading about it before we went on our show tonight. It's a $3 billion project. The stadium's going to be like 1.9 billion, and they wanted to have it ready by the 2030 season. But
Interesting.
yeah, consider a
Because
lot.
they've been in Kaufman forever, haven't they?
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say is like both Arrowhead and Kaufman had been
Hmm.
out in that one area of town for
Oh, I
decades
didn't.
since the
So are they?
60s.
Is that out pretty far from the downtown area
Oh
for
yes,
them? Oh, okay.
yes,
I
and
saw a map. I think I shared it with you guys that had like the locations of stadiums in relation to their downtown. I think I
oh
sent that in the group chat. I'll have to see if I can find that again
yeah, I'd
and
like to
see
see
kind of
that.
where
That'd
that.
be an interesting topic to talk about some night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's a good. I mean, it's not like if you're downtown Kansas City to get to Arrowhead and Kaufman, it's not more than 15, 20 minutes. It's like Columbus, like, how
Sure.
most towns have an east west. So that's what it would be similar. I know that Arrowhead, they're going to build the new stadium further, was it north now? That where it's right now, it's kind of like due east of downtown Kansas City. I think the
Uh,
new location is going to be more, I think, north.
so both of
Ar-
those teams, like you said, are leaving pretty historic area or historic venues.
Yeah, if you're familiar with that part of town, it's been like you drive like if you ever travel, anybody that's traveled ever on 70, you pass both those stadiums. Have you ever done that? You've never done that.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
It's pretty well known as like if you've ever done 70 going west or east, you drive like literally Arrowhead and Kauffman Stadium are right there, so you can't
Gotcha.
miss it. You literally
Hmm.
feel like you're on top of, especially Kauffman Stadium, the way
Mm-hmm.
that the highways designed. You literally feel like you're driving like over Kauffman Stadium almost,
Interesting.
and you can. It's a beautiful perspective if you're not driving, and you can just. I mean, you get a clear view because if you watch a game at Kauffman Stadium, where they would have the old um, what are they the water fountains out there.
Yeah. Hmm.
If you look beyond that when they're having the scope of the stadium, you always see the line of there's cars, and
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
70.
Gotcha.
That
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, my only thing that I remember about Kauffman Stadium was good old Tom Brenneman. If any Reds fans
yes.
are listening, Tom Brenneman had to make his apology for what he said. And in the midst of it, Nick Castellanos hitting a home run. If you haven't seen that clip, it is worth the trouble to find that one. Mid apology, he's apologizing for what he says, and he goes in the middle of it. They are just on him. They aren't showing the game or anything. He is mid apology for the slur that he dropped in the middle of a live mic. And he is mid apology and goes, and Nick Castellanos deep drive to left center field, and that's a home run. And then he gets back into his apology. It is spectacular. It's one of my favorite like memes to send in my Cincinnati Reds fan group chat that we have.
That's awesome.
It is spectacular. And Nick Castellanos, former Red, former Philly. I don't know if he's picked up right now or not.
Okay.
But he has a knack for hitting home runs in the midst of like breaking news or apologies or any of that kind of stuff. So if you ever type in like Nick Castellanos home run in YouTube, you're gonna get some stellar broadcast moments.
Really?
Oh yeah, yep. It is awesome.
Hey,
It's
why
very
don't we
funny.
do that on our morning lunch break tomorrow?
The mid morning lunch break or morning
Yeah,
lunch break.
either one.
Tom Holdren, if you're listening, assistant
Yeah,
superintendent of
Tom's
our
not. Yeah, Tom's
this
not
not
listening.
this this is all fake news.
Tom's
This is
focused.
AI generated.
Yeah, Tom is focused on the what the Tennessee Titans are going to be doing tomorrow night
Mm.
with their draft.
And the
How
San Antonio Spurs and
did you
Mano
see that
Ginobili.
fall that the kid had? Did you watch that on replay?
That was pretty rough.
That was awful.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that was pretty rough fall.
I was surprised like his teammates didn't hustle over and like maybe they didn't see him fall because it was.
That was surprising me too. I was like, wait a minute, why were you not reacting? But
I,
like you said, maybe they thought he caught himself. But man, he hit. I mean, you had to have
oh
heard it.
yeah,
You had to have heard it.
yeah, it was. So Troy, final thoughts, Dirty Franks. We've covered a lot tonight. We're at almost an hour and 20 minutes, Troy. We can talk.
Feels like we just started 2 minutes ago, John. Time flies when you're having fun and talking food.
Well, are you going to be? So I'm guessing just now, since it's 10:32, that you won't be doing the chili, but maybe tomorrow, in anticipation of the draft, and even though the Bengals aren't drafting, you know,
I
or
might
you
make
could
it
bring
right now.
some. You can make it now and bring some to work because I'm sure all of our colleagues would like some. I'd like some. Now I don't know if our counseling counterparts would like some because they all eat salads and you know
Vegetables and weird
yeah,
things like
we don't
that.
like coleslaw. We don't like greens. We
No,
don't like broccoli. You heard
no.
that, Will Marie? Okay. Just kidding,
No, I
Wolverine.
will. It
We
is.
love
It
you.
is 10:30. I will probably not partake in the making of any Skyline chili dip tonight, but maybe tomorrow when we get home from work, I
Now they
might
did say I
pop
was
some in.
talking to Kara, and I maybe one of these episodes in the future that we could invite those colleagues on for a little special. Maybe we do
That would
some
be awesome.
foodie stuff. We could talk about vegetables and everything like that. And because Kara was like, "Well, I don't know anything about football." I said, "Well, that's fine. Well, we can." She got interviewed with the podcasting group today about.
I heard that. I
Yeah,
saw that.
yeah,
I love that we're doing that kind of stuff. I think it's a good thing for our students to get used to. The digital age is not going anywhere, so
no.
might as well embrace it and figure out ways to be productive with it. So I think it's
Building
really cool that we
student
have those
voice.
opportunities. Hmm.
Yeah, and it's good stuff. And
Yeah.
you see that with the kids, and we like doing it as adults, and so
Yep.
it's fun. I feel
Yeah.
like we've helped them a little bit with that, so that's good. And
Yeah.
they're
Hundred
all
percent.
doing a great job. So,
Yeah.
any final thought here, Troy? Yeah, I think we've.
We're looking forward to a fun draft tomorrow. Even though the Bengals aren't drafting, they improved the team, so that's all I can ask for. And hopefully the Red Legs keep battling and stay atop of the NL Central for a long time.
Yeah, excellent. Well, Troy, have a very good night. Everybody, thanks for tuning in, watching us right now live. Thanks for the participation from Frank, who was participating with us.
Just one more shout out to Dirty Frank's. Got the hot dog. Make sure you check them out downtown Columbus.
Amazing food. See you guys. By the way, the music's playing here.
Yeah, it sounds great. Love that. Whatever's playing sounds fantastic.